5/96, take 1, Mark.
I'm gonna let it go into once somebody rushes, then I'll step. Yeah.
What's going on, guys? Jadon Cal here, and welcome to episode 5 of Making a Film from Scratch. If you haven't watched any of the previous episodes, this video series has been a journey about making Off-Rip, making the world's first skimboarding movie in cinema history. And so this has been quite a journey. It's been 3 years to make this movie, and I'm just kind of documenting the process and putting out, 40-minute episodes. And so this episode is going to cover production. So that's, being on set, making the movie, directing it, acting in it, starring in it. So this film was 21 days. Definitely some things go wrong. On any film set you're on, things are going to go wrong. But luckily, we had a really good team. The biggest, most important thing you need when you make a film is to have a good foundation of a team. It takes a village, it takes producers, it takes coordinators, it takes people that really are willing to ride or die with you. At the production house, picking up some of the gear, flags, loading up the truck. There's our big boy. Courtyard area that Chris can walk through, which could be some sick shots. And action. So here, pulling back. Walking here, we see him. And as we're here, we start pulling back. Chris walks back. Here, here, here. I'm going a bit fast, but yeah.
Okay.
You would use your left hand, your right hand's blocking it.
I'm not an actor.
This is the house. This was my parents' house that we used as Chris's house. I set decked all the rooms and made them look like, early 2000s bedroom. This was Jake's room. I went and thrifted. I thrifted an old TV. I had a PlayStation 2 from when I was a kid that I brought out. Got some surf posters and some other little props and Legos, our young football trophies we had as a kid. And the Zap stickers, of course, and stove stickers to add the skimboarding surf element vibe. Yeah, so this will be Jake's room. This bed's gonna move here. I think this dresser, probably here. Take down this, take down that. Goes through the transformation, and here is the new room. Cool, so we're getting there. This is, so far we've painted the walls blue. What's up, Jake? Yeah, like that. Chill on the chair like this. Jake and I just drove 2 hours down to go meet with Zap, and it turns out that they're not here on Fridays. There's a little skate park. We got some half pipes. We've got a little, a little pyramid, little quarter pipe. All right, here's the entrance to the comp. Damn, those are some big waves out there, dude. This is my real neighbor. I want him to act in the movie. I want him to play himself. So I'm gonna ask him if he wants to play himself. Hey, what's up, brother? How are you, man? Good to see you, bro.
Same to you, man.
I have a question for you.
Yeah, what's happening, brother?
Do you by any chance want to be in my film?
What are you doing?
My film.
Yeah, what? What do you want?
Playing
me to do?
yourself.
I don't know, man. Where are you doing it at?
Here. Well, across the street.
Yeah, so
What do you think, Anthony?
I don't know.
You want to be
What
in
do
it,
you
bro?
think? I don't know. I don't know about this guy. I tell you the truth.
I think he can do it, bro. I am not gonna find an actor that can play that guy. Nobody can be this Italian f***ing guy from f***ing New York or f***ing talking about the Jets and shit and wearing his dirty men's shirt and saying, f*** you. Like, you're not gonna find an actor that can authentically be that.
We are 2 weeks out. Beginning of set dressing for Chris's room. We could potential scam. Possible location. Mark our words, a $5 million budget on our next one after we kill this one.
Drives like shit. Smells like shit. But I'm okay.
I'm making a movie based on this town, based on, the sport of skimboarding, a coming of age tale. of, you know, triumph over tragedy. What an amazing opportunity. Okay, so this right here is the wardrobe fittings. So when you're obviously making a film and you have characters, you have to dress them. So these two guys here, we had Edward and Hugo. These guys were great. The wardrobe was a bit commercial for what I initially intended, but that was, you know, a decision kind of the producers all came to. It's interesting with independent film how you want to have some sort of commercial appeal and then still keep it raw and grounded and gritty. You know, this script was written to be very gritty, but we sort of shot it and made it slightly more commercial, polished, you know, just so it has maybe a broader range of distribution offers and sales and places that it can go. So let's check this out. This is David, you meet him. One of the main characters here. Clothes, Edward here. Going through all the characters, doing some fittings. What's up, what's up? Can't wait to see you here. These were some videos I was making for my producers. Got all the different looks. Look at all of these different characters. All of these different characters, they all have wardrobe options, and then we have to sort through them, and the wardrobe team went through them and, you know, picked color palettes not only that worked for the character, but worked and didn't clash with each other in every scene. So that's a lot of planning to do for a scene, for a movie that is 121 pages with like 40 characters. This was a very ambitious script, a lot of big characters. So location scouting was one of the most fun things. I know we're talking about production, but while we're here looking at this video, going to just the beaches and finding the best place is like super cool. Getting to just explore. So this is Jake Jalbert, my DP. He has been my business partner for the past few years. He has grown tremendously as a filmmaker. This was our first day. It was at Brent's house, which was Jake's house.
First day, sir.
Dang, bro, you operating with the Black Magic Cinema?
First day, sir.
Oh,
how you
shoot.
feeling?
Dude, I'm feeling good. How you feeling, Jake?
I'm feeling pretty good. You know, I think you want to do good, you hope you do good. I think we're going to do good today.
Hey, he's always doing pretty good, you know, just pretty good. Hey. This was our first day. Like, it was so exciting. You know, it's just the whole team coming together. It turns into a family, you know, once you work together for 3-4 weeks.
What's up, y'all? Jadon. Unfortunately for you guys, I'm kind of leading this thing. Hopefully, you know, we do a good job. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Super excited. Holy shit, man, we're making off rip. Like this thing, 3 years in the making. Jake partnered with me, and dude, hey, seriously, I'm super thankful for all you guys, like every single one of you, coming on board and investing in this with us. And we really just want to make some magic and impact people. So seriously, thank you guys.
So the thing is, 39 is also dropping them off, so it would be morning light as well, whereas 130 is a bit later in the day, it's afternoon.
We could go into 39. It'd be here as well, right?
Yeah.
The same spot? All right,
It'd be the same spot, it's just wardrobe.
So we gotta get you guys changed. Let's get you changed then.
Can I steal the walkie from your back pocket?
Hey guys, good morning. So I just talked to the place that we shot for free last night, and now they're saying we can't shoot there tonight unless we rent it out and buy out the place. So they're kind of strong-arming us because they can. They're asking for $2,000. I'll see where, you know, I can make it work. We have to shoot there. It's just an update for you guys. I know we'll have to check incidentals. Man, it's crazy. A month or two ago, they said, yeah, you could shoot here for free. We'll promote the business, but now they want to charge us $2,000. So. This alleyway, this was in episode 3, you saw us with the iPhone running around and showcasing like, oh, this would be a sick alleyway for this car to come down in the cop car. Unfortunately, we weren't able to get a cop car, but we did use this alleyway for a couple of scenes. Yeah, so here's us bringing the car in, setting things up. You know, it's a lot to just even set up time of getting people on board, making sure we can set up lights, we can block off an alleyway, you know, making sure that everything is together. It's a whole process, putting all this together. Me talking to the AD, it's probably a problem that came up. So a lot of the times the AD will come to the director, who was also me, and we'll, you know, come up and say, hey, we've got an issue with this, there's a problem we gotta solve, and obviously I'm also producing it, so I gotta solve those problems.
Your car's parked right now, it's parked blocking the alley. What are they doing? They're safety inspection. So they're inspecting like the tunnels.
What bad timing.
Oh shit.
So we had a safety inspection team getting in the way, and because I was, you know, we were supposed to bring our equipment trucks and all this, but the alleyway was blocked because on the same day we had freaking these safety inspection people going through the alley and into the sewage system. Stuff like this will take forever just to solve. This is me listening to the sound.
Alan brought his, Alex brought
So if you
his.
can hear on this footage,
Yeah, that's
Absolutely.
now the
That's
boom.
pretty loud.
Here's what the boom is gonna be like, just to give you an idea.
there's a white noise factor. Another thing you have to think about when you're making a film is, especially when you're writing a script, is thinking about things like sound. See, we're in a public place. We're surrounded by apartments with air conditioners and other things going, and that was getting into the audio person's sound. So when they have their recording gear, there's going to be this ambience of sound and noise. So if we can't fix it on the day, we either have to fix it in post with people doing voiceover, ADR, or with, you know, just kind of dealing with it and seeing how it sounds.
Bro, this audio of the concert right over the ceiling here is crazy. I really hope nobody gets booked on Monday and Tuesday. Right now it's still empty. Hopefully no one gets booked, because it's Tuesday right now and they're playing music, bro. What's our backup?
I was hoping by the time we hit nighttime that it would shut off, but it didn't work that way. We actually had that noise all night. Here's Alan, our Steadicam op. We had some beautiful lighting setups here. These are some of my favorite sequences in the film. I won't quite give away the whole thing, but there is a date scene here, and then there's a couple other friends that have a scene here. And it's a pretty magical moment in the movie because the movie is pretty gritty, but it's a nice getaway and escape from some of the crazy stuff going on. I'm like so stoked. Like, look at all these beautiful people, man, making magic. And Jake still doesn't change. He's on set in his Sweatify shirt.
Representing for my buddy.
He always
What if I
represents
fit
for
this?
people.
I think tomorrow.
So look at everything that's going on behind this image. This is, I think, a rehearsal. So we have our audio person here walking with their boom. We have our AC supporting our Steadicam and our DP walking with our camera operator. As you know, the lighting setups are sitting out here in the alleyway. We have the car parked over here. We had some other lights set up over here. So we're literally going through and rehearsing this thing before we even shoot it. You know, rehearsals are huge. And everyone is just all glued to this moment just for this frame right here. All of these people, this whole thing is just for this little rectangle frame that you see in the final product, hopefully on the movie screen, but if not, on the streaming site. This is Tyler AC, the guy that did most of our BTS. Legendary. So you see how Jake is now talking about how he wants to frame things, how we can get out of it. So this is very much so how we worked the whole time. It was him and I just really collaborating on shots and figuring out, you know, the best way to make a scene transition, you know, even if I had a shot list and things like that. And then, you know, our actresses and actors, they kind of just, you know, stand and wait, and then once they're ready, we go and do it. And then here's what the camera saw. So this was a wider shot, like a establishing shot going on with our AC towel pulling focus here. And this is an interior. This is an interior scene. See, we have more tubes, more lighting setups. They're playing with lighting here. This is me going through how I want it shot.
Because I love the lights and stuff too, you know?
Yeah,
and she's like
sparkly
looking,
lights.
and she's looking up at it and it's flaring. Like if we're here, I think it's cool.
So I'm going for a lower angle in one of the shots because I love the lighting effect and the dreamlike effect that the lighting has on the camera lens when it's pointing up at a certain angle because of what the mood of the scene is. I also want to restate that I will have a full-on documentary using all this footage, and I'll professionally put it together and you know, go through and maybe even do some more interviews of people. So this was a crazy night. This was the party night. We had some parties going on this day. Oh, we got some shoulder rig here. Look at that camera. Look at that camera, buddy. On this day, on the 5th, our 5th day of shooting was one of our biggest days, probably our second biggest day behind the skim competition day. We had a party scene where we pulled extras off the street with probably, ended up getting 40 or 50 extras for free that we just didn't have money for, but people that, my mom, who was a producer, Katrina, the AD, Jeff, one of the producers, and a couple other people pulled people off the street. And this is kind of what we came up with. Did a cool little flashing light because it's like a rave scenario. And so we had all these extras here for this party scene. And this is one of the most hectic, crazy things, because we have all these people, all these voices going on, and then we have to somehow tame and control everything and be able to actually shoot like scenes in the midst of it with people that aren't even paid and don't even know what they're doing, and then have only a limited amount of time that they're willing to stay because they're staying for free. So it was pretty chaotic. I didn't quite get all the shots I wanted here, but I did get some good stuff. This is Megan, who plays Rosie, and one of the extras playing a friend. We had 2 cameras on this. We had the Ari Alexa, and then we had a red Gemini for a B cam. Some pretty monstrous lenses, which were really, really high quality, really good. So we had some music, live music from a real band. Beyond Chaotic was great. They were playing live for us, and we have their song in the movie. There's John Damari playing Derek. Let's go, Johnny boy. I'd say we probably did 100 or 200 different shots in this whole sequence. It was cool having a live band on there. I won't give away everything. I'll just kind of go through the days, and any questions you guys may have about this stuff, maybe I'll do like drop your questions in the comments, and then I'll do a video answering questions. So this is Nick, who played Pops. This was fun doing one. This was our first beach day. Our skimmer's warming up. Yeah, you. That's Tony, he's a beast. So once again, filming on the beach is quite interesting because the sun is moving the whole time. You don't really quite have control of the lighting. I mean, you can scrim stuff and you can, you know, block light to a certain extent, but you can't really add too much light. You have these bounce boards here that people use to reflect the light a bit and light the character a bit more. Camera here, even just throwing it on an Apple box. These tripods can only go so low. If he needed to go lower, then he had to put it on a smaller stand. So even in pre-production, thinking about things like that, like, okay, how low am I gonna need my shots? Do I need a smaller tripod or something that can go lower? You know, things like that. So that's Casey. Casey, who was our main PA. Casey became sort of like a production coordinator in a way. She really started handling business, and we just bumped her up in the ranks. She was amazing, honestly. I highly recommend Casey on anybody's production. This is, look, makeup and hair. Continuity, got to fix the hair to make it look like, okay, am I supposed to be wet? Am I supposed to be dry? That's the thing about doing a beach movie too, is when you're in the water and your characters change so much. You know, even in production, you have to plan for like how thin or how thick is my material going to be to block the light. You know, is it going to look realistic? This is props. Props is super important because if you think about anything, I mean, she was also kind of doing set deck because she was, you know, laying down the towels that the characters sit on. It's more so set deck than props. But props and set deck, you know, anytime, you know, something is in a scene, a coffee cup or anything sitting on a table, you know, and it gets reset every take, you know, they're the ones to make sure, oh, it's the same way the character put it down, it's sitting there on the table every single take. Then a script supervisor, which we didn't really have, will make sure that the actor does the same action and it all matches. This was a super important position that is making sure everything is in line in terms of props. So this is what it's like, you know. I got all these actors here. I'm talking about how we're gonna, you know, do this scene. I have the script in hand here on a clipboard every day with my shot list, so I know what shots I'm getting and I know what scenes we're doing, and I just have it to reference, to look at. All of our actors here. Yeah, what is that, like 7, 8 actors? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 actors, plus me, 11. that I'm managing. Yeah, that's a lot, dude. I don't know how I did it. Our Steadicam did a great job. Alan was so killer on this. The thing about a Steadicam is really tough is, you know, walking the beaches, we didn't really have mats to lay down to make it smooth. And this man's holding a rig that is literally probably 80 to 100 pounds total once the camera's on it. Because it's strapped to his body, it's got a mechanical arm that straps to the camera, and then it holds the camera. So basically his body is holding the weight of the camera, so that way he can get a really smooth shot. And he's just slightly guiding it with his hands. This is my stunt double, Sterling. Ooh, who fell? Oh, that was me falling. That's why I have a stunt double. It's good, if you do a sports movie, it's good to have a double. I didn't quite have the time to practice skimming as much as I would like to because I was producing this whole thing. So it's good to have doubles that are good at what they do, especially at the sport. So Sterling's a killer skimmer. He went pro at like 16 years old. And these guys just rip, man. They just go there, they fling the board. You know, it's a lot of fun seeing them ride, even not being the guy that does it.
Practice that run, drop, skim. And try and do a few days a week. Try to look like those guys. We're going big though, I'm gonna tell you.
Let's go, boys.
According to when they
40
said
mil?
she
Dana Dolly will
left
be
it
ready.
off.
As soon as she
Let
gets
me
here.
check.
I'm gonna go over the script scene.
Yeah.
Did we ever find those shot lists?
40 mil.
If not, Jake and I are good at just.
Yeah.
So I was looking for a shot list here. I also had access to, through my phone, I had access to the shot. So the camera had a little piece of equipment. It'll Bluetooth to my phone, and then I can look at my phone and see what the shot looks like. So I can literally be in front of the camera looking at myself with my phone. So this is a rehearsal. See, we got another bounce board here. We got our actress coming up. We have our sides in our hand, or at least I did.
Rosie, you gotta move up a bit. I just want to get you in there, yeah.
See, our DP just directed her to step in the shade here because we have another one of those 12 bys outside of the frame up here to the left. This is our camera here. Nice little dolly. Alan getting a nice little tan. See, the thing about this set off rip, you know, I'm not some corporate guy. You know, I like to make films. I like to have fun. You know, maybe a more higher production set. If one of the crew members had their shirt off, they would like tweak. But for me, I was like, bro, we don't even have our shirts on. Like, get a tan, dude. Like, let's hang. You know, it's a no pressure environment. It's super fun. I think that's the best way to make a film, is to have a low pressure environment where everybody sees themselves as important and everybody's just trying to have fun and do their best. And that's how you make a good film.
We got a beautiful sunset. Pops and Rosie. Beautiful location. Come to Florida and film. We have beautiful scenes. Water, sand, sun, sky. Great actors giving us great sound. All good.
Just getting a stretch, you know. Drove 6 hours round trip yesterday. Went to the skim competition on the East Coast.
How was that?
Went to go recruit some skimboarders.
They coming?
Yeah, we got a few.
Nice.
And then we can always pick up more skimboard shots if we need more.
Nice.
You can always film skimboarders, you can't always film dialogue, you know?
Yeah.
Alright, let's do it. Think of the practicals, you know, you have a car scene. It's not just someone getting in a car and pointing a camera. You know, you have this whole crew in the road of this middle school, for example, of this car circle, bus line, whatever. You know, we got people blocking the light, reflecting the light. We got our camera team, we got sound cards, we got PAs, extras, our actor over here. It's a whole thing. In the script, I wanted to visit other characters' worlds a bit, almost how television shows do, where they don't just like stick with one character. I figured that'd be a cool way to really build some attachment to other characters in the movie and not just feel like you're following Chris, which is, you know, me, because I'm not in the scene, I'm just here directing him. So I really think having little moments like that where you're experiencing another character's point of view or their world could be really cool. That's another thing, is when you're on production, you know, you do everything to a T and you try to get it perfect, but sometimes it just doesn't make it in the movie for whether it's a story reason. You know, a lot of companies these days, they want the movie to be less than 2 hours. For a lot of reasons, just things just don't work out.
Everybody say, "Don't get down."
So here's the high school. We shot at Seminole High School, which was my hometown high school. I didn't even go to. I went to Clearwater. Central. But this high school, yeah, we got the permission to shoot at, and it worked really well. So Jake came up with something great here because my character drives up in the car. Brent, the other character, skates in and talks to him through the window. And Jake was like, man, we already have some like talking scenes in the car. What if you like get up and we're above the car? You know, Jake's position as a DP is making things visually interesting. So he was really helping me to not be repetitive in terms of how we shot the film. Because, you know, it's hard to think of everything. We have a 12 by here to soften the sunlight, and then we have a neg to put shadow, take away light. So it's more of a contrasty dynamic shot. So yeah, it's this whole process of everybody getting set, all this stuff coming together. Everybody's just, you know, for this one moment, this one shot. We have our extras in the background here. We have this one shot we put together. I don't even think these extras are in this shot. Oh, they might be. It's wide enough. That's the thing about making a movie is you also got to be conscious of how many locations you're using, because you see all this equipment and all these people. It takes time to transport everybody and their stuff and have them reset up, a new lighting setup, new camera setup, new build. They have to put stuff together, take it apart, put it together, take it apart, bring it to the next location. So that's something to keep in mind for these kinds of, for any production really. So if you write a movie with a lot of locations, you better have time. That's how you know the DP's happy when he smiles like that. There's another setup here outside the high school.
What lens you got on there, big dog?
14 mil.
14.
This is Tal's favorite lens.
It's a historic moment, isn't it?
You can see my house from here.
14 mil, it's a nice wide shot. The challenge with shooting at the high school especially, we weren't allowed to shoot on school days. So in terms of having cars in the parking lot and making it look full, we had to sort of move everybody's cars in different areas to where they were in frame, but not the same cars and not in the same pattern, to make it look like it was a full school day, which was tough at times. And then we had our AD calling action sometimes, because it's hard for me to call action in a scene sometimes.
Close, okay. So I still can save the stuff for close.
See, even in an actor's head, he's like, oh, this is a shot of them. It's not my close-up, so I can save my performance or my thing, you know, for my close-up. Ideally, I would personally say I'd love actors to give it 100% every time, but I also understand the mindset of like, you know, really saving their best take for their own close-up. But, you know, every actor's different. But it's really nice when you're an actor and the other actor that's not even on camera is giving you a lot. So even if it's an emotional scene or a funny scene, whatever it is, like they're giving it to you like they're giving it when it's on their coverage, you know? So it's consistent. That's the goal. Especially in single camera setups of movies, when you only have one camera and you can only shoot one side at a time. It's, you know, as an actor, you have to be consistent when you flip sides. So another thing with extras is you have to have your AD with a megaphone.
Good job, everybody!
I brought her a megaphone so she doesn't have to scream her voice out. She can just tell everybody to shut the hell up by using a megaphone, which is nice. So yeah, another thing with extras is sometimes you want extras to be quiet so you can hear the character dialogue, and other times you want them to be loud so you can, you know, use their sound in the movie. Night shoots are interesting because sometimes it's really hard with lighting to figure things out. This will be something Jake can more so touch on. With lighting a night scene, it's tough because you don't want it to look like fake light that's lighting the characters up, but obviously for a camera, just like I have a light pointing at me right now and a light behind me, you know, you need light to have the camera see you. So it's this balance of looking realistic while also using artificial light to light a character. And that's another thing for sound. You hear the cars driving by. That's another thing that's tough to deal with. So we got a light here, which was kind of accentuating, you know, these street lights. And I think we had another one in front of us, like another one of these over here. But it's not the light shining at us, it's bouncing at a little bounce board. And that little bounce board reflects a softer glow behind us. So this is another tough thing. We were shooting on the beach and we had a light that kept going out with the generator. So what do you do when you have problems and your light keeps going out? Well, you gotta figure it out. We had to restart that generator like 500 times. It was crazy. And also the sound of the generator was something else that we didn't anticipate.
My favorite part of this job is the people that I get to work with and the things that I'm learning every day. Hardest part of my job, the hours and the working conditions and lack of sleep.
But yo, that slate be clacking, bro.
Always on point.
Always on point.
And she's got to deal with me. That's tough.
And she's doing the dailies, bro. The
And she's
DIT.
doing the dailies.
She's ripping,
You already know.
crushing. And she's a killer director. She's
she's
gonna
a
be
beast.
hiring us soon.
She already hired
Let's
me.
go.
She already hired Jake.
And me.
What do you want, boss?
What's up? What's up?
What's up?
Hungry for the road all my life, thirsty for adventure all my youth, chasing all my freedoms down Liberty Avenue. And every time I hear a phrase,
Oh, this is something I haven't talked about yet, is the food. So on set, on a movie, you want to make sure you feed your crew, feed your team. You know, if you don't feed your team well, they might not work well. Food is one of the things, especially if you don't have a huge budget. Food will keep people, it'll keep the morale of the crew going. So you gotta have good food. You gotta feed them at the right time. Make sure you don't go more than 6 hours without feeding them. You know, that's half a day, 6 hours, because it's 12-hour shoots in a day. So you always feed everybody. Look how happy they are getting their tacos, getting their food. And it's a communal thing too, you know, eating is very intimate. So it really brings the crew together, brings the morale up, and brings the cohesiveness of the crew. Look, they can all have fun, they can all just like, you know, enjoy their time eating. This is one of my favorite parts, is seeing people happy and seeing people eat on set. Seeing people take a break, seeing people just enjoy themselves and get to know each other a bit, you know? So one of the best and worst things about making movies is finding characters and actors for every character. So sometimes what I like to do, and what directors do sometimes to get really authentic performances, is to use real people. This guy right here is my neighbor, Anthony, of my parents' house, and he played himself. I wrote a part in the movie specifically for him to be played only by him, because I knew there was no way an actor could be and portray this guy, at least not on the small budget indie film level. So he did a great job. And yeah, he just played himself. The only thing with having someone who's not a trained actor is technical things. And while he was, you know, fine being himself, the things that he didn't understand were, you know, landing on your mark and stopping at a certain place in front of the camera, and not blocking your face with your hand so that the camera can see you. But overall, it was a lot of fun to have Anthony on set. So funny. Jake is so humble. Anthony was like, "So what does this guy do? He's getting me some snacks and drinks." And I'm like, no, he's the guy that is shooting the whole film and directing the cinematography."
What do you want to shoot? So we covered this side.
Yeah. So just a bit more on his face while he's here.
Yeah. So let's see you down when you sit down.
No. I'm not big
For
enough.
sound, if you want to close the door.
Do.
A lot of our stuff is in.
Let's see you.
A lot of our stuff is in IMDb.
We're just gonna close this for rehearsals.
And then I'll
That's another thing that's tough with Jake. I think at times he got a little frustrated because I would be, you know, directing how I wanted a scene to go, but he's like, "Okay, but I need to see it." So then I'm like, "Okay, I have to be the actor and go block through it and walk through it." But it's hard to talk about how we're gonna shoot it when I'm in front of it sometimes. But we got through it. This was another issue we had. Another thing that can be tough, especially with scheduling with your AD and makeup. We had some makeup continuity issues because a certain character had a bruise on their face, and then another day they didn't have it, and it wasn't quite cohesive with the script. We had a few team members exchanging in and out, so that's another thing to be careful is continuity, which a script supervisor would have helped with, but we didn't have the budget to afford a script supervisor.
Instead of me having to put you back to bed, then how about I'm just coming in and you're already kind of laying back and I'm picking up my stuff.
Oh yeah, see, I love that. Adjusting on the day. So, you know, sometimes for blocking and for camera, it just makes sense to have things work easier. So instead of me like telling him to get back into bed, I climb through the window and he's already in bed. You know, because I'm the older brother in this and I'm taking care of my little brother. But, you know, sometimes you just figure things out that work smoother for camera.
I guess the question we gotta answer is, would Jake comply to go to bed and then kind of say it as I'm walking away, or you think it would be more like you don't want to go to bed because you want to have this conversation?
I don't want to go to bed because I want to like get some help from my older brother.
Yeah.
You think?
Yeah. So maybe that hey Chris has to come a bit earlier then. So when I'm going.
Actually, I think I'm more hesitant about it.
Yeah?
Because I'm so afraid to.
So this is something I love. I just asked this actor, who is quite young. I love doing this. I love asking the actors because me as a writer-director, I have an idea of what I think the scene should be, but this actor who's bringing their whole persona and existence and life and their version of the character to the set, they're going to have their own opinions. So I like to always ask, well, what do you think? Would this character go to bed, or would he sit up and wait for his brother? Would he kind of pout until his brother notices him? Would he say something as he's walking out the door? How would this scene happen? And so I love this moment right here. He's a really great actor. He's got a bright future as an actor. Super young, super talented.
Today's the big day, competition day. We got like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cameras today. 8.
Go.
9.
9 cameras.
10.
Can we get 10?
10. We have 10. Right
We have
here.
10?
10.
10 cameras.
So we had hundreds of extras on this day while we were filming. Everybody getting set up. Hundreds and hundreds of people. Crazy is our biggest day. So not only did Tal shoot behind the scenes, he also has this little focus puller, and he's pulling focus on the actual shot to, you know, rack the characters and stay in focus, because these cameras don't have autofocus like my camera shooting me now. You know, I stay in focus. They have to manually do it. So for building the competition scene, not only do we have to get our crew and all that, and all of our extras, but then also set decks. So if you see these flags here, a lot of competitions. I went to some real competition. For the competition scenes, I wanted real flags and it to feel like a real comp. So not only did we get hundreds of extras, we also got Shore Pound on board and Zap skim boards to help us build the competition scene. A couple of Zap tents I'm gonna pick up after the competition. So that way we had real flags around the competition, and then the real tents and announcer tables. So another thing that an AD does, which is really important, is working on the extras. You know, as a director and DP, we're figuring out so many other things with the shots and the actors. The AD helps out with organizing.
My background in the coral colors, this with the hat. Can you guys take a seat for me, and then just scooch a little bit to the right, to your left, camera right. And can you sit as well? And we're gonna have you scoot more to the
So look at all these extras in the background here. All these people came out just to be a part of the background. They don't even have speaking parts. It's literally just they're filling out the scene, but they're so important because if we didn't have all these people in the background, it wouldn't look like a real competition. So every single person is so vital. And at one point we kind of ran out of extras, so we had to stack them all on one side and just shoot one side. It's definitely got to be tough to be an extra because you're just standing around just waiting. Super important, but it's tough, like, because we're organizing stuff and these guys are just sitting out here in the sun, you know, just being a part of the background.
Everybody give another round of applause for our amazing Sam. That is a picture of us, Sam, our amazing Jenny. Woo! Oh, thank you, lovely ladies.
So this is the end of production where we all just kind of had dinner, hung out, had some drinks, did some dancing. Everybody hung out. Congratulations, you know, everybody enjoyed their time.
He was very mad that there wasn't enough of a sign.
Let's see. And we're all hanging, dude. It all goes by so fast, you know. So this is the end of shooting, you know. And we're all just hanging. But I think I'm gonna call it here, guys. Hopefully this was something enjoyable. Hopefully you learned a tour thing about being on set. If you have any questions, feel free to send me questions in the comments. Feel free to share this around. We do have an Indiegogo still up and running for a couple more weeks. We're raising some money to get this professionally colored, to get this sound mixed, and to get some professional musicians and composers to work on the score of this movie. And then I think we're gonna hit some festivals, have some fun, and keep making movies. I think I might take a break from producing, writing, directing, editing. I think I might just write another script and see if I can maybe partner with a production company in the future. But this was an amazing experience, and I can't wait to show you guys more of the film. And until then, stay tuned.
Wait, do it, Jake. Jake, do it real quick. Knock on the door.